Hey guys, welcome to GCT. My first Q&A. This is going to be interesting. So guys, let's get on with the questions, because there is some corkers. There's some cracking questions, and I'm going to really either enjoy this or regret it, one of the two. But I've got them all written down in front of me. It's going to be fun. So, first one, dare I say it, is Uncle Chun. This one made me laugh, honestly. If you were forced to choose modern or retro games to play for the rest of your life, what would you choose? Guns ahead, cattle product balls. Cattle product, but I don't even know where to start with that. That's brutal, man. Seriously, Chun, it's brutal. See, I'm gonna say retro for the simple fact that one, bigger back catalogue for obvious reasons, and two, some of the most classic games that could possibly be done are on that console, and honestly it's just, there's not really that much comparison, and honestly, retro, mate, it's got to be retro. So guys, next question. This one is from the Top Loader. If you haven't visited his channel, go and do it, because he's a cracking bloke. He's very unique. Let's just say that. He's very unique. But the question he threw at me was, what do you love about YouTube most, and what do you hate the most? The hate could come quite a lot, couldn't it? There's a big spectrum there, isn't there? What do I love? The community. The community that I'm part of, the people I've met. More than anything, those people are the people that are keeping me going, and I think that's brilliant. Some of the best people that I've met are doing other YouTube channels and have the same interests and all that kind of stuff, so that is brilliant. What do I hate the most? The constant changing, YouTube in general, the way they want to destroy small YouTubers because they want big names on their channels. Probably that, honestly. That's probably the biggest thing. The fact that kind of the smaller YouTubers at the moment are kind of getting pushed to the back, and honestly, we're trying his best to get up there, trying his best to get somewhere, and hopefully it will work. But that's what I hate the most. What I love about the most is just the community that I'm part of. I think that's beautiful, everything about it. The people I've met, the people that support my channel, all great. Next question is from Mog Anarchy. Now, she is another unique YouTuber. Honestly, check her out. She does all kinds of stuff. It's not just one thing as such, it's all manner of things, so go and check her out. Worst game you've ever played and why was her question. See, I've played a lot of games in my time, and that in general is going to be a tough one because I own quite a few of them, honestly. Whether it be emulated or otherwise, I own quite a few of them. Being a Sonic fan, everyone's probably going to think Sonic 06, the travesty that was. Let's not do that. But the worst game, honestly, I've got to say, is going to be the NES version of Turtles. I hated it. There was so many bits in that just didn't make sense. It was like they wrapped the Turtles around a game that was already a game. It was like one of today's mods that you'd put on, I don't know, a fan-made game or something, and it just didn't work properly. It was just stupid. There was top-down levels. There was levels that clearly weren't meant to be in that game. And as for the hit detection and stuff like that, they were terrible. I'll put a screenshot of something here, but it's horrible. It's just horrible. I hate it. Every single part of it, it just makes my blood boil. But yeah, Turtles on the NES. So let's move on to the next question, which is from the Grumpy Retro Gamers, part of the ministry that I'm part of, a group of UK YouTubers that basically are all under one roof. We do have a website, which I'll get the description down there somewhere. But they asked, and this was a good one, I did like this one. What was your top charity or car boot find in rarity and price? See, I've had a few, but a few of them I was stupid enough to sell. What do you know? Arsehole. But still, yeah, I was stupid enough to sell. But the most recent one, which I didn't expect to find ever, was a British Heart Foundation here in the UK. And basically, this game came with the older original DS, the big grey or silver, if you prefer, bulky thing. And that game is the demo for Metroid Prime Hunters, which was called First Hunt. Now, if you don't know what this is, basically what it is, it's like a full section of, or what was a tester demo, more or less. It was basically that. It was a tester to see how it would work on Metroid Hunters. And stupidly enough, it looks better than Metroid Prime Hunters did. So, yeah, probably because there's less to put on the cart and it was less compressed or whatever. But it was a brilliant, brilliant game. And a brilliant find for me. But that is basically the more recent one I've got, and probably the one I've still got hold of. I'm not planning on selling that anytime soon because Amazon, eBay, stupid prices. Let's not go there. But that was at a British Heart Foundation, and rarity, it's not particularly rare as such, but price-wise, if you're looking on eBay or Amazon, I don't know what the prices are now, but when I looked it up, it was well into the 50 quid mark because it was a pack-in demo. It wasn't sent to stores to actually get sold. It came with consoles, so yeah, there's that. So yeah, I'd say that. There you go. Hope that impresses you. And now we have another question from Carbon Knights Gaming. Again, awesome YouTuber. Go and check him out. Basically, what is a game you love to play but are terrible at? Oh, honestly, I've got to say, pretty much any side-scrolling shooter. I love them to bits. They're addictive as all hell, and things just don't go well for me on those games. I literally die at every second. Like Darius Gaiden, for instance. Darius Gaiden is a brilliant, brilliant game. Can I complete it? No. I just can't. It's that simple. I cannot complete it. It's terrible. Or should I say I'm terrible, and yeah, that. I just don't like it. Any side-scrolling shooter or top-down shooter where you bullet hell shooter or whatever, I'll own them. Whether I'm able to play them at any point is a completely different kettle of fish. So yeah, basically things like Darius Gaiden. So guys, next question is from Synth Spaces. Brian from Down Oz. How you doing? Glad you threw one in. I thought you were getting bored of me. What is the one console you'd love to get your hands on? Really? Don't you know me by now? It's going to be Sega related, mate. It's got to be. You know, it's that simple. Sega related. At the moment, I've got to say the 32X. The 32X, even though it's not highly regarded, it is one of the consoles which has always escaped me. I've never owned one. I've always wanted one. And as for games on it, there's just so many good games. The catalogue wasn't that great, but there was some good games on it. You know, like diamonds in the rough, if you will. But I've never ever played one. I've never owned one. I've never actually touched one, to be honest. I've never held one in my hands, and I'd love to get my hands on that. That would be absolutely awesome. Every time I look for one, it's just ridiculously pricey. And again, just expensive, and I clearly don't have the money for that. So yeah, there's that. Thanks for your question, Brian. So guys, next question is G at the next level. My American friend, how are you? He's asked, how do you feel about the trend in micro consoles in general? So basically, NES Mini, Sega Mega Drive Mini, and also the Retro-Bit Arcade, and basically things of that nature, essentially. They're also doing an SNK one, which I had no idea until he let me know, and I actually looked it up. You know, there's so many of them. I literally dived into it first when I got that question, and my head literally just gone. That was it. I was overwhelmed with micro consoles, and some of them weren't even made by the companies that they were portraying. So the NES Mini has one by Nintendo, and then you have multiple different ones that are just completely out there. It was mental. It was. How do I feel about them? They don't bother me to a point. I know some people can get really antsy about it, but I don't really care that much. I think they're a good idea for, say, like little kids, for instance, that are growing up and seeing basically Gears of War and, you know, The Last of Us. Like these AAA title games that are all over the shop, that are high explosions, high pricing and all that kind of stuff. Unless they've been brought up with someone that has a retro console, they're never going to know that retro feeling of older consoles. I think that is a great idea for those kids to see what we used to play back in the day. From a collector's point of view, however, that it's a double-edged sword. Honestly, a lot of collectors tend to want physical copies. It's that simple. We all want physical copies as collectors, but with physical copies comes the caveat of room and other scenarios like that. But overall, I think I'm feeling alright about them. I think I'm pretty cool with them, considering what type of price they're coming out at. If they start coming out at like hundreds of pounds, that's probably where I kind of draw the line at it a little bit. But besides that, I'm pretty much alright with them. Like I said, I have a bit of an issue with them when it comes to how many there are and what you can buy, because there's always a chance that you go for an NES Mini and end up coming out with a cheap knockoff, which can happen with retro consoles as well, but like, that's another video. Let's not go there. But honestly, mate, I'm quite happy with them the way they are, as long as they don't kind of start going into different territories. So, guys, I'm down to my last question. That went quick. I'm not sure that should have gone that quick, but it did. Rob, at Derby Drinker on Twitter, he's a fun-loving guy and likes to wind me up with Sonic merch. I still don't like for that Tiger Electronics game. I still want it right now. I just need it. Me. Yeah, fine. But yeah, he asked, and it's a damn cruel question. I've got to say this. It's a damn cruel question that he asked me. I'm not impressed. If you have to choose Sonic 1 on Mega Drive only to play for the rest of your life, or every game but no Sonic games, what would you choose? What an absolute git. Would I play Sonic 1 for the rest of my life? Possibly. But if I was to choose at gunpoint Sonic 1 to play for the rest of my life, or every other game but a Sonic game, I'm sorry, Sonic. I'm sorry. I am. I'm so sorry. But I'd have to pick every other game ever, because I couldn't risk getting bored of this blue guy. I just couldn't. He is my man, and I couldn't risk just getting bored of him. It would wind me up. So no. So Sonic is still my good friend. But if I had to play Sonic 1 for the rest of my life, or any other game for the rest of my life with no Sonic games, then I'm sorry. It's got to be any other game, because I can't risk getting bored of him. I just cannot risk getting bored of him. So yeah, there's that. And that was my last question, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. I enjoyed answering them. It's been fun and, well, strange, honestly. Especially with questions like that, Rob. What the hell were you doing? And as for you, Brian, since Spaces, you should know me by now. You should well know me by now. But yeah, they've been awesome questions, guys. Thanks very much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and in the meantime, I will see you in another video. In the meantime, happy gaming.